Hello, Shep and Max here at the Sun Valley Auto Club, and I'm really excited to not only talk about this car, but to drive it and try and explain it. This is a 1965 Ford Mustang. Everybody knows what a Mustang looks like, and from there, forget what you know about Mustangs and hang on. This one is a full sleeper.
Total sleeper, total great driving car. We just can't wait to show you. And we're going to try and convey how well this car actually puts the power down on the ground and how much fun you have behind the steering wheel or even in the passenger seat of this car.
Yeah, what I see in this car and what I've felt and experienced is basically the closest thing I could probably give reference to is what Shelby did to the Mustang. And I know that's a big statement. I'm just talking about in general, his tuning and taking a great fun driving car and making it even better. That's really what I mean. So if somebody went to that distance, you could certainly, throw some stripes on it, a few different components, and call it a Shelby clone. I like the fact that this is not trying to be a Shelby clone. It's just taking the quintessential race car, sports car rather, and just making it perform and making it feel great. Love the fact there's no badges on this. It's really just sleek and simple.
Really sleek and simple. So on that note, this is a modern, it's a 1998 Ford color from the factory, so it's like a metallic silver. Really sharp, really good. It looks really good in this body style. This thing's sitting really nice thanks to a lot of suspension components. We'll talk about that, but let's talk about what we're seeing on the exterior, which are those American racing torque thrust style wheels. That's kind of a Shelby style, looking really good. They've got a really nice set of rubber on them too that really fill out the wheel well.
Yeah, none of the badging. We do have the GT stripes. This isn't even trying to be a GT clone. It's just that striping helps break up the silver with keeping the full just overall classy look going. All the bright work is in phenomenal shape.
Yeah, the chrome's nice as well. Really clean out back. All of these are just nice and they're not pitted out. On that Shelby note, what Shelby would do with a lot of his recreation cars is he'd find the 6-cylinder ones and then put his V8s in them. That's how this car started out. It was a red 6-cylinder car. And I was told it's always been in Oregon its whole life. I don't have any documents to prove that, but just by checking out what you see, it's a good car.
Yeah, it's not all corroded or screwed up. Yeah, like I didn't really understand Shelby until I drove that one over there. So most Mustangs that you get into, my impression is if you've got a stock Mustang, you hit about 45 and you think, oh God, I'm going to die. Yeah, it's just like, okay, it's fun, but my gosh, it's really sloppy, underpowered, and just, the wheel sloppy. Everything is just, it's a fun car, but a little sketch. This one is so dang tight. It's really the true driving experience. You get in there, it's a ton of power, spot on steering, all 4 wheels are planted, and, it's like a race car. Well, I'm trying to push down on this thing. Yeah. Just know when you push on all 4 corners, it is just super stiff. And how do they achieve that, Max?
Well, so what we're talking about on the suspension-wise is we've got Coney adjustable shocks at all 4 corners. We also have GT springs up front. We also have a Shelby 1-inch sway bar up front. And all the bushings have been redone too, so it's a really nice and tidy. Also, we've got disc brakes at all 4 corners with all new brake lines. So there's plenty of stopping power too.
Help out there. And we just kind of jumped through into the car, but it is powered by a
302. And the thing scoots. It's been built, it came out of a 70s Gran Torino. You're looking at, it's got a Holley carb on there. I don't know if it's a 750, I don't think it is. Our write-up's really detailed on everything that went into this, but the thing really just starts right up, it scoots, it doesn't smoke, it doesn't do anything it shouldn't, besides go really fast.
Yeah, clean placement of the wires. I want to backtrack too, because you mentioned the start out life as a 6-cylinder,
yeah.
And And that's exactly, this is a continuation Shelby. Still extremely valuable, one of one in the sense that it's the only one with a Paxton supercharger. But when they did this continuation series back in the 80s, they found the 6 cylinders, and why they did that so the bodies weren't tweaked and already all jacked up. So that another way to look at that is once you have a bad car, you know, a lot of these restorations start out with a car up to its axles in dirt, and then they try and rebuild it. You know, a car that's always been driven and very well kept and has always been a good car is the best car to start out with when you're doing a project like this.
Well, and then when you do throw a bunch of power in it, it's good to upgrade the suspension, add the sway bars, add a nice support bar like this too. It's just things that you would want to keep this unit chassis in check. So nice stiff driving. We'll talk about how the power is put down. You've got a T5, so a Tremec 5-speed transmission.
Just showing off. One of my pet peeves, Max, is painted springs and struts. I love the fact that those are not painted.
Yeah.
That's correct. Anyway, so
Tremec T5 transmission, what a great upgrade. The thing really likes to go through the gears. So you've got that Tremec, and then it goes to the rear axle, which is a 9-inch rear axle with 350 gears in. That does have a posi-track rear end, so the thing just throws the power to the ground.
I love it. So all the glass is really clean and clear. All your window regulators, even though they're manual, of course, are all functional. We did have to tear apart the back one there and order new equipment and guides to make sure that nobody's going to have a hassle when this first time you go to roll that down.
These cars can rust out in this area big time. It's good to see that all those structural supports are in good condition. The interior is really, really well sorted.
Let's take a look under here.
All these rubber seals are really nice too. The door cards are really clean. All these handles function nicely. You've got a good little stereo system in here to have some fun with. I love the upgraded seats. Typically I can't stand sports seats, but these ones fit the car really nicely, and they hold you in, and you want to be held in this thing.
And that is exactly what you need in this car. If you just had some low backs, you know, this is not trying to be authentic. I'm not trying to win any awards for that. This is all about function and having fun in the Mustang. So I hear you on those seats. Do note you got a little distressing right there on the vinyl. Not a big deal, but it's there.
On the plus side, you've got seat belts up front and seat belts out back. So if you want to throw the kids in the car, they're nice and safe.
Yeah, and then this headliner, oh my gosh, it is tight. I hate headliners that are sloppy and not professionally done. When you get in this one, it's just tight, all the way from the mirror to the visors, etc. We've got new radio in there. We've got new gauges.
All those gauges function.
So safe to say this project has 5,000 miles on it, Max? Is that what?
Yep, it is.
Yep.
That's true.
So the carpets are new.
This is an upgraded emergency brake system, which is nice to have too, versus just the pedal on the floor.
Let's take a look at the trunk. Okay, a lot to cover on this car, so we're going to show you this trunk, and then we're approaching 9 minutes, so we're going to shut it down and then ask to see, get the link for all the lights and the test drive.
The battery's been relocated to the rear, which is nice to have for some weight.
I think that was a little heavy there. Just a couple extra parts.
I can get it. This is a rear gear set if you want to change from the 350. I believe these are 373s and they're not an LSD. We do have sound deadening under here, which is nice to have because this thing does get rowdy.
So, really clean, well sorted. And so we're going to wrap it up here. This is just your overview. Maybe I'll take a better look at that driver's seat, and then make sure you stay tuned and get the rest of our video links. And also ask us for our full photo file as well. We don't post all the photos on the listing. That we can send you a link for that as well. So Shep and Max here. Note those interior lights work. One phenomenal car we're a really big fan of. Anyway, give us a shout. Max can be found at 208-720-8854. I'm Shep. Please give me a call. 208-721-1973, 721-1973. Thanks for watching.